All right, everybody. Let me get situated here. This is Ron Deering coming to you from my home office in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. I wanted to do a very, very quick, short live to kind of give an update on my appointment today because I know a lot of people have been praying, and I can't thank you all enough. Uh, since Tuesday, when I had my little event with my heart going crazy and everything. And at that point in time, they got a hold of my regular cardiologist, who is in Spokane, Washington, at the VA hospital, Dr. Pochis, great guy. And, they tripled my metoprolol. And for those of you who are nurses, who have been are in the medical field, and that metoprolol for the heart is a beta blocker, which means it's like a governor on your car. It keeps your heart from not going too fast and not pumping too hard and everything. Keeps your blood pressure intact. And one of the side effects is you get very tired when you take the pill. Not long after that, 30 minutes to an hour after that, you feel exhausted. And I was on 25 milligrams of that twice a day. I started off at 50 milligrams twice a day. They bumped me down a while back, a few months ago, down to 25 milligrams twice a day. And now I'm at 75 milligrams twice a day. So you can imagine, it's like you take it, and my one of my older brothers is on 100 milligrams twice a day. And we were talking about how our wives kind of make fun of us in the evening. We get done eating, we take our medication, and it's night night, goodbye. So it's kind of a bit of a struggle, just you're trying to get the things that you want to get done and so forth. But so they wanted to see me at my cardiologist, so I had to drive over to Spokane. It's about a 40-minute drive, 45-minute drive, and EKG was perfect, he said. Blood pressure was perfect. Blood work was phenomenal. Everything looked really good. He believes that, they put me back on, I was just off blood thinners. Now I'm back on Eliquis twice a day, a blood thinner. And so everything right now is regulated and looks good. And I'm doing good other than just being tired. And so, but here's what really hit me. And I wanted to talk to you about because we do lives all the time, and we talk to you about doing lives, and getting in front of people and getting out there and making yourself available to people, and making yourself, we talk about vulnerability and giving value and training and so forth, and we never know. And I've had so many people that we've taught to get out there and do their lives, and they say, oh, I'm doing my lives, but I only get 3 or 4 people or 5 or 6 people on my lives, and I just feel like it's not really doing anything and nothing's happening and everything. And Carlos and I talked about that a lot, and he's built a very good business off of leads from his lives and so forth, and obviously there are a lot of huge leaders that do the same thing, right? And once you get going out there and you start doing it, and you're consistent. That's the whole thing. You're consistent. You're giving value. You're getting people to know, like, and trust you. It starts that increase. You start getting more and more people on there, and you start getting more and more engagement and so forth. But here's the thing that you don't know. Here's the thing that I want to talk to you about. You have no idea who's watching. We look at it and say, yeah, look how many people are. And again, hopefully my glasses are coming in soon. But I see Christopher. Thank you so much. Jay, Puko, some amazing people. Thank you all for your prayers and your concern. You guys are just Lori. Just I can't tell you how that just warms and keeps my heart going. It's just amazing. Shelly, good to see you. All right, so I'm done with my appointment. I'm at a hospital that is 40 miles away in another state, right? I don't go over there that often, especially to the hospital. Beautiful drive today. Clear sky, 60 degrees, just beautiful. And I'm walking down, and there's Billy Nelson. Billy, good to see you. He knows where the Spokane Hospital is. He lives here in Coeur d'Alene too. So I was over at the Spokane VA, Billy, and I'm walking out of the hospital. Got to get out of the hospital, and got some doors that are broken, and you've got to go out a certain way and everything. So it's taken me a little bit longer path to get out of there. And I'm walking down the hallway, and all of a sudden, this woman walks past me, and then all of a sudden, I feel somebody tapping me on the shoulder. I'm like, okay. And I turn around. She says, and I'm so flabbergasted at this point. I didn't even get her name after this happened. But she said, "Hey, I hope you don't think I'm too presumptuous, but are you Ron Deering?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And if those of you who saw my live earlier, I had my, I call it my flak jacket. I had my black hooded jacket on, my cowboy hat, and so I didn't look like I would normally look doing a live. And she said, I said, "Yeah, yes, I am." And she says, "I watch your lives and your follow your profile every single day, man. Thank you for everything that you do and all the great stuff that you put out there." Didn't know who this woman was. Never met her before in my life. I assume she lived in Washington, and then she just said, "Hey, I've got to go, but thank you so much. I thought that was you." I mean, how far? So I start walking, and I'm walking down the hallway, and I'm probably, I don't know, 30 seconds down the hallway, and a gentleman walks by and stops and says, "Whoa, whoa, aren't you Ron Deering? I watch your Facebook all the time. Twice now. Never happened to me before in my life. At conventions and stuff like that. Yeah, obviously we're all, same company things, but it's never happened before. I'm just now about ready to go out the door. I'm right there going out the door. People are coming in the door, going out the door, and this gentleman walks through the door. He's got a camera hanging around his neck, and he looks up. He goes, "Hey, Ron, you're Ron Deering. I watch your lives every day." Well, this gentleman I knew. He was a longtime friend that we haven't seen for a long time that lives in the Coeur d'Alene area named Brett. And but he's got a camera hanging there. So he steps in and I'm like, "How you doing?" We get talking and everything. And then I hear behind me there's a group of people, and some of them one of them says, "Is that somebody we should know? We should find out who that is. Maybe we should, go introduce ourselves." And they're all talking about what's going on because he walked in and said, "Man, I see you. I watch your stuff all the time on Facebook." And then, I had no idea. He never comments, never says anything, right? Point of this is, and those of you who know me, man, I'm an introvert, and my face was like red, and I'm like, okay, I got to get out of here. This is almost, and I should have been, and it made my heart feel good, but it was one of those things where, and Carlos makes fun of me all the time about this stuff, but the reality is what I'm telling you is that you don't know who you're impacting. You don't know what lives that you are impacting out there when you do your lives and you tell your story and you reach out. You don't know. You think it's all based on whoever's making comments over here and what that number says that people are watching everything else. It has nothing to do with that. There are stalkers in the background, and I call them stalkers very lovingly, not in the bad sense, that are watching what you are doing every single time you go live, that you have no idea. They just choose not to make they just choose not to make it known. They just choose not to maybe hit the like button or whatever. But you'll notice that after you get done, you might think, "Oh, I only had 3 or 4 people." Then, 2 hours later, you look at it and you've had 25 views. Well, where did all those other people come from, right? When I tell you that doing lives is a very powerful way to connect with people, I'm not just saying that because I want you to do lives and I get something out of it. I'm telling you that because it's true. Why do you think Jenna does lives all the time? Why do you think she's doing lives all the time? Because she knows the power of doing lives. That is huge. Here's someone that's making $1 million a month, income disclaimers all over the place. Probably doesn't even need to do them anymore, but she's still continually doing lives. Now, she hasn't been doing a whole lot this week because I believe that they're kind of on a vacation mode with the Easter time from holiday time frame and all that. But the bottom line is, look at the people that are top leaders and top earners out there. Todd Falcone, Ray Higdon, Eric Worre, Tony Robbins, Robert Hollis. These people are in front of the camera, getting out there and impacting lives. So the next time you think that nobody is watching you, remember this story. I was blown away. What it came out of, and then I'm like, oh yeah, right. I got a good bill of health from the cardiologist too. That was why I went there. But that's not what I took away from it. That's not what I took away from it. what I took away from it is how important it is for me to be in front of the camera no matter what. Now, right now, you can see I've got hat hair. I'm exhausted. It's been a long day for me, but it doesn't matter. There are lives out there that need to be impacted. And I want to tell you this one little thing. This is a techie thing and it's a fun thing, right? Tuesday when this all happened, I'm sitting and you can see, there's kind of my office couch, right? And there's my A-team notebook, and this is like a coffee table. It's like it's a big chest for Emma, for something like a hope chest or whatever they call them when she gets married someday. But the bottom line, I was sitting there, and my heart started to go crazy. Well, there is an app. I have the Apple Watch, and there's an app on there that checks your EKG, right? And it's got all kinds of disclaimers when it gets done, saying this does not check for heart attacks or anything. It's only checking for AFib, right? And I'm like, okay, what AFib? Like, that's kind of an irregular heartbeat or whatever. And it's never done anything other than come back and say you've got sinus rhythm. So on Tuesday, when this was all going on, I got that app open. I put my finger on the side and I was watching it, and it was going beep beep beep, and all of a sudden it just started going beep, 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 beep. And about halfway through the 30-second measurement, it stopped and said, we've detected you have AFib. You need to call the doctor right away. Then I had all these other people that confirmed it for me. And my youngest daughter is a cardiac nurse, and our daughter here is a medical assistant and a cardiologist. And so, we had all these people saying, yeah, you need to get to the hospital because this could be, and everybody said, yes, you had AFib. But what told me first was this little Apple Watch, right? And when I told the cardiologist that today, he's like, oh, no, you're kidding. Let me get my techie guy in here. And they're trying to figure out how I can, because once you take a measurement, it goes onto your health app on your phone. And then you can, I can send that to my cardiologist. So I'm going to work out how to do that and let the techie know how to do that. They're sitting there, kind of quibbling or discussing back and forth how it gets done. And finally I had to, it's okay. I know how to do it. I'm a techie. But anyways, you just never know what's going to happen. I mean, that's amazing, in life, how we just don't know how the day is going to go. All of these cool things, this is just a simple thing, but wow, that could have just saved my life. That could have saved my life. What an amazing story that, God gave me the wherewithal to check this thing. Cause I got to the point where it's like, oh yeah, I got sinus rhythm. I just happened to check it. Well, when it comes up, this little watch comes up and says, hey, you got something going on. And it was amazing how, and then everybody else confirmed it too. So be sensitive. Listen to what we tell you. I'm not making this stuff up. We meet people. I can't tell you how many people have reached out to me over the last year and a half, 2 years, over the last 3 or 4 years since I've been doing lives. Said, man, I watch your lives. Todd Falcone, and I'll leave you with this. Todd Falcone, we've known each other online for quite a few years. Why? Because he sees my lives, I see his lives, but we had never met in person. And Todd and I were talking about this on my interview with him the other day, but we had never met in person until our October 2018 convention for our company, My Daily Choice. And I was there a day early, got registered, and I went up to the second or third floor, wherever the convention part of it was, or where the rooms were. It was at the Red Rock Casino, I think it was called. And I'm walking down the hallway, and there's no one else in the hallway. And I'm, looking down at my phone and texting and telling people, yeah, I'm here, da, da, da. And I look up, and there's someone coming way down at the other end, and they're down there phone texting and everything else. And we get to a distance apart where we can see who each other are. We look up, and he's like, Ron Deary, Todd Falcone, And it was the first time we met in person. But how did we know who we were? Because of this right here, because of doing lives. Because of getting out there and connecting with people on a daily basis. Now, you got to connect with people one-on-one and everything. But what better way to connect with people in the masses than getting out there and being live and being in front of people? And you don't always have to be in that place. Sometimes you got to be fun. You got to be exciting. You've got to get to that point where when people want to tune into your TV show, they want to tune in and see you. They want to see what's going on. Hey, Stacy, amazing lady. Sherry Beth, good to see you. Everybody's here. Jessica, good to see you. Yeah, you want to be in that position, in that place where everybody's looking forward. Hey, when's Ron? If I don't show up, I get people messaging me saying, "Hey, you okay today? Everything doing okay? You good?" My brother Walter Thomas, good to see you on here. But you've got to be. If I would give you one advice when you start doing lives, have fun with them. Have fun with them. Not only you have fun with them, but make sure that you're doing something that everybody else is going to have fun with them too. Don't be one of these people that gets on and says, okay, I'm doing my first live and, they tell me I've got to do this. And people know that. They know that you're being told to do it. So you're doing it, right? You don't even have to say that. And I just want to tell you, I'm so excited. I can't believe it. I'm so excited, and come join my business because we can all be excited like this together. By Be excited. Don't tell people you're excited. You know, don't do one of these do as I say, not as I do. Do it the other way. Do as I do, not as I say. I might tell you I'm tired, but look at me. I'm excited. Right? So, anyways, I wanted to share with you that story because it blew me away. I was talking to Carlos on the phone on the way home, and I'm like, you know me. My face was red. I was embarrassed and everything else. But the reality and the bottom line is that it just goes to show that you don't know who's watching. You don't know who is stalking you nicely in the background. It just has no reason to make a comment, no reason to hit the like button or anything like that. But they're there, and you're impacting their lives, and they're there more than once. If you're doing it right, if you're trying to get better and better and better, and you're being yourself, and you're being happy, you're being excited, and you're giving value, and you're just sharing how blessed and the gratitude you have in your life. Some of you are sitting out there, and if you've got an incredible life, your health is good, you've got a good job, and you're still working during this time frame, or maybe you're laid off right now, but you know your job is coming back, and you've got assistance, and you've got your whatever they call that check, your coronavirus check, and all that other stuff going on. And what are you doing? You're whining. And then there are some of you out there that your health may not be too good, and you don't have a job because you lost your job because of this, and you didn't get a check yet, and you haven't been helped and everything else, and you're bouncing off the wall excited because of the gratitude you have in your life, because you're still breathing, you're out there, God's giving you so much. Which are you? Are you grateful for what you have? Are you letting other people know how amazing your life is, and how amazing it's going to be, and how amazing the journey is because of everything that you have? I believe we have an obligation. Too much is given, much is required. I believe that with all my heart. Whatever God has given you, you need to give as much as you can. I forget how the saying goes, but God's gift to us is all of our talents, our skills, our brain, all of the things that He gives us, and our gift back to Him is how we use them to impact others' lives, to help other people, to share with other people the power of God in our lives and the power of the talents and the gifts that He's given us. I pray that you have an amazing day. I want to thank you all so much for your prayers and your thoughts during this week. As scary as it was a couple of times, it really wasn't, because I knew God had His hand in my life, and I know that I'm here and I've been taken through this again because He has got a mission for me. God bless you, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.